Hi everybody, I'm Jared Pike. This is Shell Point Today for Thursday, August 15th. On today's show, Russ Cray tells us why the Computer College Roundup is a worthwhile event for computer students of all skill levels. We'll also tour the new and improved Shell Point gift shop, which has a little something for everyone. But first, we have a couple events coming up tomorrow that you should be aware of. Mark Tesoro, who once worked here at Shell Point, now works for Lee Memorial Health System. He has an ongoing campaign to prevent falls among seniors, which is one of the leading causes of hospitalizations and death among older Americans. Now, some people think a fall is just inevitable as you age, but Mark has other ideas. Through exercise programs, proper medication and nutrition, and even the right footwear, you can take steps to avoid being the victim of a fall. Find out how at his Health Connection class tomorrow morning at 10:15 a.m. in the Social Center on the island. Also tomorrow, a call out to all you crafters out there. There is a one-stop shop that has all your needs for art supplies, party goods, fabrics, flower arranging, home accents, jewelry, sewing, picture frames, and more. Now that's got to include some of you. The place is Hobby Lobby, and Shell Point is organizing a shopping trip there tomorrow afternoon, with court pickup starting at 1 p.m. Now, if you want to sign up for this trip or any other activity, contact the Island Service Desk at 454-2282 or the Woodland Service Desk at 454-2054. Now to a subject more technological: computers. More and more of you are dipping your toe into technology, and it obviously helps to have a computer college here at Shell Point to guide you. But how do you figure out what level of class to take? Well, that's exactly what this weekend's Computer College Roundup is all about. It allows you to talk to all the instructors and figure out exactly which classes are right for you. It happens Saturday morning, starting at 10 a.m. in the Grand Cypress Room at the Woodlands. Terry Kolath has this preview.
Hello everyone, I'm Terry Kolath, and I am here today with Russ Cray of Oakmont, a very important person in the history of the Computer College here at Shell Point. Thank you for joining me, Russ.
It's a pleasure to be here and talk about computers.
Well, you know, when I'm thinking of the history we have now, we started out with a few people who knew about computers and wanted to share their love of computers. And what it has turned into is actually miraculous: a dedicated teaching center, a core of experienced instructors, and a lot of eager students.
So it's come a long way.
It's come a long way. And you've been so instrumental. You and Janet Medina, Rich Nelson, and now Jim Plummer is helping to plan, Dean Traxler. You've had people, Larry Brock, that have been with it for quite a while. And the challenge of bringing new people in.
Right. This is a constant challenge for us, and we are looking for people that have knowledge and are willing to come in and maybe help as assistants and also possibly as instructors. We're always looking for instructors and new courses.
Well, I love to talk today about the Roundup. A few years back, we realized one of the biggest challenges as the computer college grew was getting people into the right class. Because if you're not in the right class, it's very challenging for the instructor, and it's very challenging for other people trying to learn.
Yes, I think this is one of the major goals for the computer college, to get to provide the best learning experience for our residents so that they come to class, they feel comfortable, they have a good experience and learn some very important aspect of the computer operation. So for that reason, actually some years ago, Richard Nelson suggested this idea of levels for the different classes. So we now have levels 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 different levels of class, and level 0 is called a prep school, and for persons who have absolutely no experience with computers but want to learn, and so these are available.
And what a gift that is. I know the DeBons also teach a prep school class. There are a variety of reasons why people don't have computer experience. Maybe they had a secretary for years, you know, or maybe they just didn't have time, and now, wow, they have time, and it opens up a whole world. But it's that first step. I'm just going to try something that I don't have any experience with. And they're gentle and generous people on that, teaching that level.
And they're motivated because of their children and grandchildren who say, come on, Grandpa, Grandma, let's get with it.
Yeah, let's Skype. You could watch Billy grow up. You know, we could talk every morning by email.
Right. We have these some 19 classes this term, and they vary all the way from level 0 up to level 3. And we want to be sure that you understand what is the right level for you. What is your experience? And the best way I feel to get this is to read the brochure, read what's written there, and now we have this opportunity at the Roundup where you can come and actually meet the instructor and talk with them and find out what is being taught and how does it fit in with your goals.
And another thing I love about the Roundup is you can walk in and say, this is what I want to learn how to do.
Right.
And there are knowledgeable people there who can tell you how to get there, what the steps are to get to where you want to be.
Right. And sometimes it's kind of a long trail, but it's always exciting. You're always learning new things and things that you thought, gee, I never could have done that.
Exactly.
Now you can.
Yeah. So I just remember my first computer. It was kind of terrifying. Like, you know, how do I stop it? You know, how do I turn it off? And now what it is a daily tool I couldn't get along without.
Right.
So, and there's a learning curve on that. It's not a matter of how intelligent are you or how physically able are you. It's experience, right?
Yes. And a desire to learn.
And a desire to learn. Well, the computer college the steering committee has put so much time into, after the person chooses the right class, making sure everybody has a fair shot at getting into that class. Absolutely. And so after the registration process, which you can do right online, or you can use the form in the Academy brochure and drop it at either service desk. After that process, then you randomize. Tell us how you do that.
Well, it's a simple process of if more have signed up for a particular class and we can accommodate in that one class, at that point we randomize all the names at 4 o'clock on Monday after the third day of paper registration, and then you have an equal opportunity. The number is selected by a computer program, and so hopefully you will get in class, but that gives you your best opportunity. If you wait till after that point in time, then your registration will be processed in the order that you receive it, we receive it. So we would encourage you to come to the Roundup. We can register you right there online if you like, or if you want to go home, study some more, you can do it online, or you'll be able to do it on paper registration. Either way.
So between now and the registration week, registration begins on Thursday, the 22nd.
Right.
So between now and then, spend some careful time looking at the Academy brochure. Go to the Roundup and talk about any questions you have from the brochure. Then after the Roundup, get that registration in right away before randomization.
Right. That's important for you to be sure that you will have the best opportunity to take the classes. Most of the time, you'll be able to get in.
Sure. You've even been known to add another class if there's a huge demand, right?
If it looks like there's opportunity to have 2 full classes or 2 classes partially full, yes, we have a second class if the instructor has the time to teach another section.
Well, and that reminds me that I want to be very clear talking to you and all the people you represent, how your generosity and your talent have been so appreciated by this community, not just by the hundreds of people who have gotten used to a computer because of what you and the instructors have done, but the people who are going to in the future. And we just appreciate that so much. Now, I encourage you to take every opportunity to get acquainted with the computer college and to get acquainted with these fine people who make it happen. Go to the Roundup. It's a wonderful opportunity to talk to the computer teachers and assistants from the computer college and find out exactly what you can do to go where you want to go with the computer. Saturday, 10 a.m., we'll have donut holes, we'll have coffee, and we'll have some pretty great people. I hope you're there.
The Shell Point Gift Shop has always been the perfect place for residents to sell their own handcrafted pieces. And for us shoppers, it's also been an excellent source of inexpensive gift ideas. The gift shop is getting ready for season, but they are actually open year-round in their location next to the guest house on the island. In today's Volunteer Corner, we talk to the leadership of the gift shop to learn about what you can buy there and how you can volunteer there.
Hi Shell Point, I'm Melody Desolé here today in the gift shop with a very special president of the gift shop board, Barbara Hilton from Lakewood, and she's here today to introduce us to a friendly face. Go ahead, Barbara.
Hello everyone, and welcome to our gift shop. I'd like you to meet our new merchandise manager, Bobby Peterson. She came on in April and we're so happy to have her. Many of you will remember Floss Jamison, but she had retired, and so we looked and we found the right person, and this is our merchandise manager, Bobby Peterson.
Thank you. And again, welcome to the gift shop. Now being supplied by, I'm proud to say, about 110 suppliers. 110 very talented Shell Point residents, and I'm so proud just to be working with them and representing them. So I'd just like to take you on a little stroll of the shop if I can.
Absolutely. Go right.
Well, first, in this little corner is our children's department. Handmade dresses, sweaters, crib blankets, just perfect little gifts for all. It's not grandchildren here at Shell Point now, it's great-grandchildren. So coming over here, we feature all our jewelry. And jewelry, of course, is a very big item here at the gift shop. We have many people participating in that. So we have just created a display center for them. And here we focus primarily on people in the woodworking shop, people in ceramics. We're proud to say that one of our very newest suppliers is now doing some of the glasswork, stained glass work that we have. So we're very happy to have someone doing that for us. And then I'm sure many of you know that there are some wonderful authors here at Shell Point. And we carry all their books here. And just do look at this beautiful set of birds made by a gentleman in the woodworking shop. I can't tell you how talented our residents are. They do absolutely magnificent work. And the ladies making their scarves, it's just all so beautiful. Over here we've just tried to focus on a few toys for the children. We have our crayon truck. We even had yo-yos for everybody. But this is what we've tried to put in this area. And then over here, it's just a display of pocketbooks, jewelry, knitted shawls, hats, just a combination of everything. And they're all just so beautiful. Then coming over here, our shell people on the shelf here. Kitchen supplies, and then cards. Beautiful cards made by our residents. They're over here, all along in this area. And so that basically gives you an overall view of what we have here in the shop, and welcome you all to come in from 9:30 to 12:30 until October 1st, which we will then be open all day just to help you. So please come and see us.
So it's apparent Bobby is very knowledgeable about what's going on in the gift shop, and it seems like you've taken on this position with such a gusto, because you've only been in the position, how long? A few months? Mm-hmm. And you know your stuff. So that being said, this Oakmont representative is a very great addition to the gift shop board. Now we're moving on. Barbara, can you tell us a little bit more about greeting cards?
This is one of our biggest sellers, are the commercial greeting cards that we have. 50 cents each. You don't have to go out to the store. We have all different varieties available for you here. And not only does our gift shop have the cards here, but we also have people that are taking the cards to King's Crown, the Arbor, and the Springs. And that way everyone is having the ability to choose the cards that they like and send to their favorite friends, family, whatever. Remember, they're 50 cents each. That's including the tax. That's good.
Yes.
So as you can see, there's a lot of well-crafted or enhanced items that are done by our very talented Shell Point residents. So if you are someone that's a crafter or an artist and you have an interest in perhaps selling through this consignment shop, you can do so by contacting Bobby Peterson. And Bobby, what's your telephone number?
At 482-3779. And my very efficient secretary will take your message.
Now, in addition to suppliers, we're also looking for volunteers to join this very happy family. So if you're ready to join this charismatic team of gift shop volunteers, you can do so by contacting me, Melody, at 454-2290. We hope to see you out and about on the island at the gift shop from 9:30 to 12:30 up until October, and then from 9:30 to 3:30 October through season. Thank you for joining us.
It's time now to cover all of Thursday's happenings from Resort Services, followed by your menus and Village Church connections.
Hi everybody, it's Thursday, August 15th, and thank you for joining us for the happening segment of Shell Point TV. This is where we tell you what's going on here at Shell Point. I'm Bev Chanley, and this is Suzanne Savada. This morning we start our activities at 7:15 with Bend, Breathe, and Balance, a Health Connections class. That'll be in the Health Club. $5 per class, no sign-up is required. At 8 o'clock, we have the Men's Golf Association gathering at the Shell Point Golf Club. And at 8 o'clock, we have the Round Robin Men's Doubles Tennis at the Woodlands Tennis Courts. 8:30 is the time the Paddlers Club will be taking off on their weekly trip. They'll be at the kayak storage facility back by the parking garage. At 9:15, shuffleboard will be going on down at the shuffleboard courts. Current events will be discussed in the game room in the Woodlands at 9:30. And also at 9:30, we have the ladies match play tennis down at the Woodlands tennis courts. 9:45 is the time we have introduction to beginning line dancing down in the health club. 10 o'clock, the Suzy Q goes off to Grandma Dot's for lunch. Sign up is required. $5 per passenger. Call the Island Greeters Desk for a reservation. Then we move back to more line dancing. This time it's basic line dancing at 10:15 in the health club. And then 11:15, our last line dancing for the morning is advanced line dancing, also in the health club. Continuing into the afternoon, here's Suzanne.
Thanks, Bev. We'll start our afternoon off at 1:15 with the Butterfly Garden Committee meeting in the Butterfly Garden on the island. Also at 1:15, we have Mahjong being played in the Library Lounge on the island. 2:45 is the time for the Health Connections, Balance and Mobility, Training Level 2 in the Health Club on the island, and this is closed. 4 o'clock is when our seamstress will be here for the weekly service in the Osprey Room on the island. 4:30, Alcoholics Anonymous meeting will take place in the Sable Room at the Woodlands. At 7 o'clock, we have Pinochle in the Library Lounge on the island. And our last activity is 7 o'clock, Trailblazers Bible Study Group in the game room at the Woodlands. We hope you have a great Thursday, and we'll see you back here tomorrow.
Menus for Thursday. In the Island Cafe for lunch, enjoy a barbecue pork sandwich with a side salad for $6.95. For dinner, the special is Thai night for $7.95. Dinner specials in the Palm Grill on Thursday are linguine and clams for $13.95 or baby back ribs for $14.95. All menus are available 24 hours a day at www.shellpoint.net.
Hi, I'm Randy Woods, and it's good to be with you today. I've got one of my favorite books with me today. It's a book that was given to my wife and I by a friend. It's a book of verses illustrated by Timothy Botts. Timothy Botts has been here at Shell Point a few times, and his work on campus reminds us of the truth of God's Word. Timothy Botts has beautifully expressed the Psalm 27, and artwork down in the Arbor Chapel, as well as in the Pavilion Chapel he has taken the text of Psalm 23 and the Lord's Prayer and illustrated them. But this book, the book of Proverbs, takes an artistic look at some of the verses as he has illustrated the text. I thought I'd share a couple of those verses with you today. You can appreciate the artistry as well as the message. Meditate on these verses as I share them with you today. Proverbs chapter 1, verses 1 through 3. These are the Proverbs of King Solomon of Israel, David's son. He wrote them to teach his people how to live, how to act in every circumstance, for he wanted them to be understanding, just, and fair in everything they did. Timothy Botts illustrates this next verse. I consider it a word of instruction for the wise. Proverbs chapter 1, verse 7 says, "How does a person become wise? The first step is to trust and reverence the Lord." For the gardener, you'll appreciate this illustration of chapter 11, verses 24 and 25. It is possible to give away and become richer. It is also possible to hold on too tightly and lose everything. Generous people shall be rich. By watering others, they water themselves. I like the way he has illustrated this next one using a C clamp, turning it backwards. That obviously becomes a D. But for the crafty, Proverbs chapter 12, verse 27 says, "Diligent people make good use of everything they find." And then for the traveler, Timothy Botts illustrates chapter 16, verse 1, saying, "We can make our plans, but the final outcome is in God's hands." And then for those who are medically minded, you'll appreciate this. Proverbs 17, verse 22. "A cheerful heart does good like medicine, but a broken spirit makes one sick." And then for the philosopher or the thinker among us, Proverbs 18, verse 15. "Intelligent people are always open to new ideas. In fact, they look for them." And then I like this one for those that are fashionably minded. Proverbs chapter 15, verse 2. "It is God's privilege to conceal things." I trust as we've looked at the illustrations by Timothy Botts, these verses will inspire you, perhaps inspire you to read more of the Proverbs and to meditate on the truth of God's Word.
We're glad you joined us for today's show. Tune in tomorrow as horticulturalist G.E. Beck introduces us to his favorite tree at the arbor, the crepe myrtle. Until then, this is Shell Point Today for Thursday, August 15th. I'm Jared Pike, and from all of us here at Shell Point TV, we hope you have a great day, and we'll see you again tomorrow.